What's going on, Canes fans? And yes, welcome to yet another Manny Diaz video. The internet is flooded with articles and videos about our head coach, and maybe you're sick and tired of seeing them. But this one is going to be just a little bit different because I want to talk about Manny in a different way than we've been speaking about him over the last few weeks, months, seasons, because we've not had a whole lot of good things to say about the guy. And I do want to make sure that you realize that I'm not backtracking here. I'm not defending Manny. I'm not supporting Manny. I do think that the best solution is for him to be fired. And I actually think it's the only solution if we want to get our program back on track. And I think that, again, he needs to be fired, and I think he will be fired. But it will not be for lack of trying on his end. Let's talk about it. So I know some of you guys are going to be like, Coop, what do you mean he'll be fired, but not due to lack of trying on his end? Manny Diaz has been a horrible head coach. We've lost to Louisiana Tech. We've lost to FIU. We're 1-4 coming off of bye weeks. We consistently look unprepared and poorly coached. That's a lot of stuff, and that's not even a fourth of the list. But you are 100% correct on all of those things. However, what I want to mention is that I do think that Manny Diaz loves the University of Miami. I do believe that Manny Diaz loves this football program, and I truly believe that he wants to succeed, and he's willing to make changes and do what it takes to try and succeed. If we look at our previous head coaches, let's take a look at most recently Mark Richt. Mark Richt did some actually really good things for us, as frustrated as we were with him, and there was a lot of potential there. But what would Mark Richt not do? He wouldn't give up play calling on offense, and he wouldn't fire his son. He was very stubborn. What about Al Golden? He wouldn't fire his buddy D'Onofrio. But then we take a look at Manny Diaz, the head coach that has been willing to make changes every single season since he's been here. After year number 1, we hate Dan Enos's offense. What does he do? He fires him. Brings in somebody else. And he's not the only one. There were other staff changes as well, but that was one of the big, most notable ones, right, that everybody remembers. Year 2, he was willing to make changes, something that we've not had in previous head coaches, and it's been their downfall, honestly. What else is there? Manny truly tried to bring back the swag to the University of Miami, and he was so close to actually doing it. But what was missing is the most important part, and that's winning games. Actually backing up that smack talk, because Manny was crashing recruiting parties. We were still in recruits left and right. Manny was showing up in a 50-foot yacht and saying, cheers. Hey, y'all, what's up? He was throwing parties at his own house. The players thought he was the real deal. They thought he was a cool dude, and they wanted to play for him. But the problem is, until you back that up, it's nothing but talk. And then what happens is the fans and the players are seeing through all of it. And I know this video is really weird, bro. It's really weird because it's me trying to say some nice things about Manny, but then I'm also still just like, yes, completely like fire him. I think that the point of this video is because we've spent the last few months just completely dogging Manny Diaz, just bashing him. And the point I'm trying to make is there are some positives, some things, some ideas that he brings to the University of Miami. And I don't hate him as a person. I think he loves the University of Miami. I think he's a nice guy. But I think the issue here, and let's just go ahead and dive deep into this, is that he just wasn't prepared to be a head coach yet. I think the best case scenario actually would have been for Manny to leave and go coach at Temple for maybe 5 to 7 years and then come back to the University of Miami once he had some more head coaching experience. And I think that at the end of the day, that's actually what's going to end up biting him in the booty. And it shows that he's been willing to make the changes, which makes me happy, We like that. But it also shows that he's been hiring the wrong guys. And it's Manny's job to put those guys in those positions, to hire an offensive coordinator, to hire a defensive coordinator, wide receiver coach, in all these various different positions. And it's cool that he's willing to make the changes. But as I just said, it shows that he's been hiring the wrong guys. So, Manny had never put a staff together before. He had never been a head coach. And I think that he could have been a great head coach at the University of Miami, but it was just the wrong time. And that really sucks for him because he's going to go down as the head coach that lost to FIU, the head coach that lost to Louisiana Tech, the head coach that took all these talented players that we have and just ran this football program into the ground. And I'm not saying it again because I don't feel sorry for him. It's you took the job, right? You're getting paid $3-4 million a year, whatever it is. It's something close to that, and it's your job to put us in the best position to win football games. And Manny just can't get it done. He wants to get it done so bad. I really truly believe he does. But he's just not prepared. He doesn't have the skill set to be a head coach. And at the end of the day, you also have to realize that some guys may just not make good head coaches. Many might have went to Temple for 5 to 7 years and done terrible and then went back to being a defensive coordinator or a linebackers coach or a special teams coach. I don't know. But some guys just don't have what it takes to be a head coach, and they never will. And maybe that's Manny. But he loves the University of Miami. But maybe he's just not cut out to be a head coach. And we recently found out that the University of Miami put a little loophole in Manny's contract. We don't have to actually pay the entire buyout if we were to fire him during the season or at the end of the season. It doesn't matter which one it is. We all thought that, they were going to have to pay like $8 or $9 million to Manny if we fired him, but that's not the case. After we had all of the legal shenanigans with Al Golden where he sued the University of Miami, yes, he did do that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. I'm sure you'll find some information. But after that happened, the university decided to put a little extra something in the contract for Manny Diaz. And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but it's something where if Manny gets a job, so Manny has a contract until 2023, right? Let's say we fired him today. If Manny gets a job between now and 2023, we would either not have to pay him at all or it would be a considerable amount less. And either way, we wouldn't have to pay him a penny until 2023 rolls around. So that would give us a couple of years. And then even if he does stay unemployed and he just kicks back and he says, you know what, I'm going to take a break from coaching for a while. This has just been too much for me and my family. I'm just going to chill in South Florida and stay here, and I'm not going to get another job. We still would not have to pay him the full amount. So that has fans really actually even more excited about let's just get him out of here. Let's just go ahead and do it now. But I want to add this, and I've been preaching this in all of my past videos and streams. Manny Diaz is only part of the problem, guys. We have to get rid of our athletic director, Blake James. At the very least, we could also bring in Julio Frank and some other people, but most importantly, in my opinion, is Blake James. And I am all on board with the Alonzo Highsmith hire. I think that he could right the ship with this football program, and I think that he very well could be the right guy for the job. But I am getting a little off track. I'm just saying that I want Blake James gone regardless, no matter what also. And I also do want Manny Diaz gone. But you have to see the bigger picture here, that if we just fire Manny, Blake James is running the search for another coach. I think that's a recipe for disaster. And I honestly, I'm going to be real with you. This should have been a Walking and Venting with Coop episode because I really, truly don't even know where I'm going with this video. I don't, because it's me saying I want Manny fired and bad-mouthing him and bringing up all the horrible stats that we have as him as our head coach. But then it's also me just saying it really sucks for Manny because I know that he truly wanted to be a great head coach at the University of Miami, and I know he loves this program, and I know that he is going to hate having his name tarnished like this because typically you're remembered for the last thing you did. So you can do all these great things in your life, but then at the end, if you do something stupid, that's what you're going to be remembered for. So we're not going to remember Manny Diaz for when the turnover chain was cool. We're going to remember him for breaking out the turnover chain when we're down 20 points. We're not going to remember that Manny Diaz defense that was savage, that was leading the country at one point in sacks and other various things. We're going to remember the Manny Diaz that took over the defensive play calling and was our head coach, and we sucked it up. We got absolutely embarrassed by teams that we should not lose to, and that's going to be his legacy. That's what he's going to be remembered as when his name comes up beside the University of Miami. And I do hate it for the dude. I really do, because I know that he wanted to be our next great head coach, and I know that he is trying to work hard to make changes to get it done. But the fans, myself included, are tired of being mediocre. We're sick and tired of excuses. And to be completely honest, we are tired of waiting. We are. It's been so long since we've been good again, and we feel like that we have so many things at our disposal to help us. We have plenty of money. We have plenty of fans that do care about the program. We have plenty of people, alumni and other various people that are willing to help. But here we are, sucking it up year after year. Can't even consistently compete for the ACC. This would have been the year, guys. Clemson is down. Apparently, everybody is up and down, because we were worried about North Carolina just wiping the floor with us, but they just lost to FSU today. What? We were, man, bro, this would have been the year. And the crazy part is, guys, we still kind of control our own destiny in the Coastal. As wild and as crazy as I know that might sound, I'm not saying we're going to win the Coastal. But I'm saying that if you want to break it down mathematically and you want me to break out the equations, we do still stand a chance in the ACC, because everybody's sucking in the Coastal right now. The only undefeated team I think still in the ACC is Wake Forest, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just a wild year this year. But anyways, that was really just the point of this video, was for me to take a moment and say, yes, I still want Manny fired. Yes, I do believe that that is the only solution, with also firing Blake James as well. Then I also just wanted to say that after all the bashing and the bad mouthing and all the political talk that he tends to do in interviews, I do think that Manny Diaz wanted what's best for the program, and I think that he does truly care about the football program and still does truly care about it. But unfortunately, this first-time head coach experiment just did not go well for us, and it's time to end it. Manny Diaz tried. He gave it his best shot, but he's just not head coach material, at least not yet. So that's actually it, guys. That's really the video. I'm not talking about head coaches that I want in this video. I'm not talking about anything else. Guys, literally that's it. It's been a weird week, okay? It's the bye week. I've been watching football all day. I just really felt like I needed to say something and let people know that I don't have this hatred for Manny Diaz. I know that he means well, and I know that he wants the program to be great. But it just never will be under him. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out, y'all.